Well, today I thought I would take a walk over the Clackmannanshire bridge. So this is just coming up to it. It's quite busy, there's usually cars here all the time. I think it's about a mile, I'm not too sure. Anyway, this is the pedestrian approach road from the south. You see the cycle path to Alloa. That's the old bridge over there, but it's still in use. It's a swing bridge. That's a Clackmannanshire bridge, they call that. I think that opened about 1933. Here we are. Clackmannanshire Bridge, the first of Forth. And it's an absolutely gorgeous day, but not too warm. I've been meaning to do this walk for ages and ages, I've just never got around to it. Thought about it a couple of weeks ago and it's been pouring rain every day. This is only about the second nice day in a couple of weeks, which is ridiculous. That's the village of Clackmannanshire over there. There used to be a massive power station there, my dad worked there. That got blown up a few years ago. Now, about 10 years ago, I was driving across here, and in this field, well, this sort of marsh, there was digging going on and a lot of high-vis jackets. And it turns out that in this site, just when Henry VIII was about 10 years old, so about 1500 to 1510, 20, there was a medieval shipyard here, believe it or not. So it was being dug out. Hard to believe, but true. Apparently it was quite a major shipyard. And there's a programme called, I think it's Britain's Most Historic Towns with Professor Alice Roberts. And the episode that she does about Stirling, which is over there, the dig and some of the items that they found and a bit of the history was, well, part of the segment was about the dig, so it's quite interesting if you can find it. I think it's on YouTube. Can't believe the weather. Now, unfortunately, the tide's right in. The name for the Forth is the Silver Forth, but it doesn't look very silver down there. But it is a lovely river. It winds sort of right through central Scotland. I'm not actually sure where the source of the River Forth is. This shouldn't take too long. It's over there. I don't want to keep zooming in and zooming out because I'm actually not too sure how to do it. But over there is Clackmannanshire and Clackmannanshire. So the little village of Clackmannan is just over the other side of the river there. And these in front are the Ochil Hills. Apparently all this used to be underwater. I think in the 18 canteens, some whale skeletons, whale bones were found up in these hills. So unless somebody got pished one night and thought it'd be really funny to bury some, you got to believe that there used to be whales swimming about here. Now there's usually sort of floral tributes left in the bridge here. I don't actually know if there's any just now, but unfortunately there's a few people taking a dive off the bridge into the river. I think it's been open about 15 years, this bridge. I remember when it was being built. Maybe it's a bit longer. Oh no, I'm sure it was 2015 that Alice Roberts was doing her dig, and I think it opened about 2010, I'm not sure. I did mean to research, but I had an extra cup of coffee. Oh, here we are. Sad but true. I don't know who they were. There's a few stories, but we won't go into that, it's quite sad. Right, over there in the distance is sort of the way to Loch Lomond, if you like. These mountains in the background are hills if you want. There's a nice Munro there, Ben Lomond, and you can just see against the snow, right in centre frame, is Wallace's monument. That's just Stirling's to the left of that. And it's a few years since I've actually been to Wallace's monument. But the last time I was there, they still had the statue of William Wallace at the bottom of the sort of the road up, kind of reception centre if you like. You can get a minibus, so it was quite a nice wee walk. But I don't know if it was deliberate, it probably was. They've made the statue, I think it's a wood carving actually. It's Mel Gibson. So it's quite funny. So Mel's forever chiselled in wood in his William Wallace outfit. It's just a pity the film, although it roused the blood, it was actually a lot of rubbish. And most of it was filmed in Ireland. Anyway, further up there is Alloa, just to the right of that complex that you can see. I don't actually know what that is, no idea. As I say, instead of researching, I had more coffee. Anyway, I think I'm right. There used to be explosives manufacturers along the banks of the Forth. Obviously all gone. When we get to the end and look back, I'll show you where Edinburgh is, but you won't be able to see it. So obviously during the war, the entrance to the Forth was quite a sensitive area. Oh, here's another one. Sad. I don't think there's anyone went off the bridge in quite a while. When it first opened, there was a little spate, unfortunately. One of the guys was being chased by the police in a car. Stopped the car, dived off the bridge. Nothing they could do. In a separate incident, I think one of the people was an actual policeman. So, don't know what happened. But that's a lovely sight. That's Airth across here. That's a nice wee village. Anyway, we'll keep heading north. You don't realise how vulnerable you are walking along the side of a busy road until you actually do it. Well, we drive on the left, so I'm walking with the traffic, so I can't see what's actually coming up behind me. But when I walk back, I'll be facing the traffic, so it'll be easier. Well, you'll feel safer. Local industry. When the tide's out, it's really, all you see is mud flats. Mud flats. Another few hundred yards and that's it. Oh, somebody's obviously been to Paris. Lovelock. Usual story with the council. Pencil neck parasites, killjoys. They're threatening to cut anybody puts a lock up, they threaten to cut them off, but obviously it's never caught on here very much. You might be able to see Wallace's monument a bit clearer. I don't want to zoom in and out because I'm really not sure how you do it. I was thinking about buying a microphone set because I'm just using the phone microphone, but you'll never guess. I'm not sure how to do it. And you can get 3 for about £10, so I might do that actually. Spend about 6 weeks working it out. I think this is a video you could put on and walk about, put the kettle on, catch another bit, put your cup away, catch another bit. We'll go right up to that crossover in the distance and I'll sort of turn round. I used to run over here actually. I think Scottish Monument's about, what, 6 or 7 miles away, maybe a bit more. On a day like this, it would be absolutely spectacular up there. Beautiful view. You can see the shape of the Forth. It was said, I don't know how true it is, or how accurate it is, that if you looked from above, the windings of the river spelled out the word Stirling. So somebody could obviously spell. Quite a run-off. That might be why the water is so horrible. Yeah, it looks a bit cleaner there on the surface. It's a shame it's so grotty. Little path's blocked off, don't know why. Right, that's us over the bridge. That's the Clackmannanshire bridge. If you take that path, I don't know why it's closed, it takes you under the bridge and it takes you along the shore to Kincardine, the village. It's a nice walk as well. And when you just come into the village from under the bridge, the old bridge, there was, I think they've shut it, a tiny little pub. I think it was called the Old House. And it'd been there for God knows how long. So we stopped in for a drink after walking, 2 or 3 years ago, talking to the guys. And they used to do folk nights, music nights, a lovely little venue, a beautiful sort of lounge cabaret area, a stage and stuff, which you wouldn't think from the size of the bar, which was about the size of a kitchen. But quite a few people got their start in there apparently. The one name that was mentioned was Eddie Reader. She's quite a famous Scottish singer. Right, we'll just keep going. I don't know who owns that farm over there, but there's a kind of derelict structure next to it, and it always looks like an old castle, but I don't think it is. Unfortunately, looking back, the sun's going to be right in their eyes, but do what we can. There's somebody coming running along. This area does have good sort of cycle tracks, walking tracks if you like, but running sort of facilities as well, so you can run and cycle for miles. I'll just pan away from this guy. Alright.
How are we doing?
Aye, thanks, no bad. See what I mean about not looking at the traffic wheel? Back to the traffic. There's a little boat stuck in the shore there. I wonder if that was deliberate. I mean, easy thing to forget a boat. We'll get a better view from the flyover. well, kind of the walkover, if you like. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's driftwood. One time we were out in Vancouver Island, went to the west coast, right faced nothing between God knows where and God knows where. Next stop, China, and the driftwood on the beach, the whole beach was covered in logs bigger than that. It was absolutely incredible. I think it was Nanaimo, I can't remember the name of the place. I'm not sure, that rings a bell anyway. But we're right out on the west coast at Vancouver Island. So once we get up here to the sign, you can't really walk along this part of the road. I've done it once coming in another direction because I didn't know where the sort of footpath was, and it was absolutely terrible. I had to walk on the other side of the barrier just to be safe. So that was a boo-boo. Before they opened this bridge, if you wanted to cross the Forth, the Kincardine Bridge at this side of the Forth was really your only option. Then you had to go through the village, and it was murder. So this made a big, big difference. Nearly there. The thing is, when the weather's miserable, it's damp, it's dull, you can't see the Ochil Hills at all when you're driving across here. In the daylight, it is horrible. But when it is nice, it's absolutely gorgeous.